breakfast puppies?
This podcast contains adult language and content and is meant for mature audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
You're listening to the Glitterbois.
We've been talking a lot about Chaos Earth, kind of, banding around in the side comments on our other episodes. And it got me thinking, we should take a look at some of the classes I think that make Chaos Earth interesting.
For a complete role-playing game, Chaos Earth has some noticeable gaps, but they do fill the occasional gap with, there's not a lot of OCCs. But there is one OCC that has 6 OCCs inside of it, and that is the NEMA Soldier Peacekeeper. It's a dog boy soldier. This is what you expect to find filling up a platoon. It's got lots of different sub-roles, lots of different subgenres within that role, and it was fascinating. It's what I played when we played our Chaos Earth campaign, and I had an absolute blast.
Yeah, the Soldier Peacekeeper is their standard grunt. And if you're familiar with the setup of Chaos Earth, all of your characters are assumed to be part of this Northern Eagle Military Alliance Association. The military forces, the Army, the Navy, the Marines, all wrapped up into one. These are the last defenders against the hordes of demons and stuff that are emerging from the rifts and tearing apart America.
That said, the last line of defense got rolled over pretty fast.
Yeah. They, we talked a little bit about them back in the episode when we were looking at Archie and, specifically his role in the revised Sourcebook one. And these NEMA Soldier Peacekeepers, they didn't really last all that long.
I'd like to say, as the thing that really deals with the coming of the rifts more, I would like to see more integration of the Chaos Earth timeline into standard rifts. I think it's rife with possibilities, far more so than the broad brushstrokes that Rifts gives you of, it was a bad time, lots of people died, magic came, things changed. I like the specifics of Chaos Earth.
There was a really fun connection, bridging the gap between them in the Rifters. I want to say it was in the 40s. You can only half quote me on this, listener, because the fact that I'm actually saying it, but I think it was Rifters number 47 and 48, I want to say, had a 2-part adventure that took place in Cheyenne Mountain, the old NORAD facility. Mm-hmm. And it bridged, the first part of the adventure takes place during the Chaos Earth events. The second part of the adventure takes place during Rift's Earth timeline modern era, where you're not playing the same characters that you were back then, but the group is assumed to take 2 different groups of characters through the same dungeon, one in the past and one in the present kind of thing.
Freaking unleash your imagination. Nice.
It's got some really cool concepts, and I like how they changed the expectations I like how the writer changed a lot of the expectations in the second go around, kind of messing with what the players might have expected to be in that dungeon. It also introduced some equipment that we did in our game, like the USAF version of the Silver Eagle that could go like super speed, but kind of wrecked up your insides if you went too fast and stuff like that.
So that was 41 and 42, you think?
Or 40,
somewhere around
42, there? Somewhere in the 40s. I'm thinking it was 47 and 48.
Well, stay tuned for our review of those Rifters coming to you live in 2031 and 32.
If we do them in order, then yeah. But it was really cool, like connecting things from the NEMA era to the Coalition era, of Rifts.
I honestly really liked Chaos Earth. I'm sad that it wasn't a bigger book. It's only slightly bigger than a Rifter. In fact, no, it's about the size of a Rifter.
It's about, Rifters are like 100, 120. So this is like a 30, 160. So a little bit bigger than a Rifter. It doesn't, we've talked about this. So
okay, sorry.
We're not going to rant about that.
There's the Soldier Peacekeeper. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It should be noted, if you're looking at Chaos Earth for the first time, there is 6 or 7 other ones, but I've found this to be the most versatile, because not only are you a soldier with all the attributes of a soldier, you have subspecializations like communications expert, EOD or demolitions expert, the soldier grunt, which is the best in my humble opinion. The point man scout, pigman, heavy weapons, transportation specialist, medic. Basically, you're filling out all the different roles in a squad or a platoon, and it would be amazing to have just that as like a squad, as an adventuring party. That would be a lot of fun. So it's important that Palladium notices these things, and I like that they do. The last paragraph in the description says, while some readers may dismiss these characters at first glance because they don't pilot mechanical juggernauts, closer scrutiny will show that the range of characters available under this OCC is considerable, specialized, important, and fun to play. This is true. A lot of the times in Palladium, it is the underpowered characters that actually end up leading the party. It's the Glitterbois shoots and does a great job, but it's always in the skills, people. It's always in the skills.
Always in the skills, people. Definitely. Case in point, in our ongoing game that we sadly had to put to pasture, but when it was kicking, we had a player who was a Glitterbois, a chromium guard. He didn't do all that much outside of hang around in the armor waiting to shoot something. And I feel that a lot of it was because he didn't get the impression that his character was useful outside of it. And maybe that's just because that's the way that the character is portrayed or advertised in the book. Conversely, here, the soldier peacekeeper, which is, again, just the soldier, they're given so much versatility. Right here, they talk about how versatile and how open-ended this character class is. And I think honestly, it is my favorite in the book.
Absolutely. So my character in this was the soldier peacekeeper, and he was a grunt, just the standard. And it's important to remember that the modern soldier, and this is modern, this is modeled after a modern soldier, is not stand, march, dig, trench, shoot. They're highly trained specialists, and they can do a number of tasks. They are a professional in the art of warfare, and this I found this character class specifically really brought that to the fore. Really took it and rubbed people's nose in it, because this is an incredibly effective character because they can do a lot of things.
Yeah, they can do a lot. So the way that this is portrayed is that if you're familiar with the way that Palladium OCCs are laid out, again, as we went through the character creation process on a number of episodes back, go back and give that a listen if you want a refresher. But so with a character, you have, the requirements to play that character. Sorry, with an OCC, you have the requirements to play that character, followed by a list of very special abilities that character exclusively gets, followed by the free skills that they start with, the OCC skills, followed by their skill choices, which are, your OCC related skills and then your secondary skills. Well, the main thing that separates the soldier peacekeeper from a lot of the more common OCCs is that their special OCC bonuses that they get, at the top right there that makes them unique is a random roll table that you can either choose a specialty or randomly roll and get anything from communications expert to the pigman to the medic and all different options in between. So if I remember correctly, Abel was the soldier grunt, which is amusing because you basically played him like the demolitions expert, which is a different MOS of this class.
Actually, I thought I played him as the point man scout more than anything else.
Yeah, probably.
Well, that just highlights the versatility of it. If you turn the page to page 36, you will see this laundry list of skills that are available to you. Just an amazing amount of skills.
Yeah, their only real limitations come from electrical, espionage, medical, and tertiary pilot related skills. Everything else is basically any. It's they're very, very open-ended. They also get a decent amount of equipment, and we may have talked about this previously, but the NEMA standard issue body armor and weapons are no joke. Like the NEMA MDC body armor is just the standard body armor is twice as good, if not more, than almost anything in the core Rifts books.
Yeah. Well, what you're thinking about Golden Age humanity, like this is before the coming of the Rifts, the technological superiority of the human race at that time. Now, granted, they were not expecting dragons, because who expects dragons? But it's important to remember that no matter how big and badass Rifts is post-fall, whereas anything from Chaos Earth is literally made at the height, which means his sidearm is worth a hover cycle with, a weapon mount. It's just, the stuff is valuable.
Yeah. And this is the kind of a character class that you can sit down and say, I want to run a Chaos Earth game, and I'm going to run it where you're all in the same unit, and you're actually, you eat together, you sleep together, you work out together, you live together. This is your life. This is your unit. It's you versus the monsters. And you can even demand that all of the players must be a basic soldier. But because of the versatility inherent to this class, you can have a table of 6 players playing the NEMA Soldier and all be very different in the way that they're created.
And very different in their roles as well. Yeah. It's a whole adventuring party within one OCC, and that's really rare. Like you cannot do this with Glitterbois. No one can fix the Glitterbois.
Although that would be fascinating to run a game where it was 6 Glitterbois.
You would really have to bump things up for that, but yeah, it would.
It would essentially become a military game. But
I just see like this anime thing where they're using their rounds to bounce around. They're flying on their boom gun rounds.
Oh. They're rocket jumping.
Yeah,
nice. Yeah, that would be kind of hilarious. One thing I recently decided would work very well is if you take the MOS skill packages from the NEMA Grunt, the Soldier Peacekeeper, you take that 0, 1 to 100 random roll table of skill packages, and then you apply it to a coalition soldier. Then you can run the same damn game, but in Rift's Earth. You just take the coalition grunt and allow them to take one of those randomized skill packages. Or what I would love to do, one of my dream games, is to run a game where every single player in the group is a dog boy, a different breed, and then they randomly roll on this to determine what their extra special package is.
Yeah. I find for running and for playing, it is best to have a commonality of the players. It keeps the bickering and the backstabbing down. It's really just best to have common goal.
Yeah. Now, not many role-playing games allow you to do that to the point that everyone takes the same class. And this is where you can have a commonality all the way down to your actual core identity. And this is your class, and I love it. I love it.
When you think about the camaraderie that comes with any kind of shared endeavor and any kind of shared identity, this would give you something that no other group would have, except actually, as you say it now, the dog boy, because, pack. But I mean, the soldiers of a unit together, I mean, it's family. So this would make a very, very powerful and very strong adventuring unit. And I can't recommend this particular OCC enough. It was the favorite I have ever played. I had so much goddamn fun being able. And I know he was annoying to you, and I'm sorry. But he was an absolute blast to play because he was fearless and he just wandered up to anything. Dragon, hello, I'm Abel.
Yeah, that was fun. Bringing the NEMA characters to the future worked very well, I think, because at least 2 of the group were the NEMA grunts. It worked very well. Or I keep calling them the grunts. The grunt is one of the packages for the Soldier Peacekeeper, but I just call the whole class grunt by default.
It's okay. I understand. You see, Abel embodied this class so well, and he was a grunt that you were naturally drawn to that.
Yeah, may he rest in peace.
pieces, actually,
Yeah,
spread over
that's
much
true.
of the landscape.
Lots and lots of very small pieces in a blast
Maybe you
crater.
should have taken the demolitions expert. That's the NEMA Soldier Peacekeeper.
Yeah.
There are a lot of really interesting OCCs in this book. There is a complete badass. If you are a geeky fireman or paramedic, do I have a short tightening class for you here?
Yeah, honestly, if you're a volunteer firefighter, a volunteer firefighter, there's that word, and you think, man, firefighters just don't get enough love in RPGs. RPG writers just don't understand what it takes to put ourselves on the line fighting fires. Well, my friend, have we got a class for you? The NEMA Fire and Rescue OCC is
fucking
OP.
ass. Yeah.
OP. Their armor is super powerful. Their axe is super powerful. They're basically a headsman.
Yeah.
Who fights fires.
No, they are. It's an amazing class. It was. Yeah, this is a book. Once again, we've done Chaos Earth before, but it's been a while, and I still highly recommend you pick up this complete role-playing game for your own library, because there is it fills a very important gap from present day to Rift's Day with some really, really good history and some really good stories, and just this feel of what it feels like to be in the time of the fall. It's conveyed so beautifully.
And there are a number of additional Chaos Earth expansion books out now. I know of at least two off the top of my head. There's one about the dead coming back to life. So it's like Chaos Earth Zombie Apocalypse. And there's another one that is The Rise of Magic. So if you want to play actual mages in the Chaos Earth timeline, there you go.
Yeah.
It's a cool setting. I wish more had been fleshed out,
Yeah. It's hard when you have something as big as Palladium.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine being in charge of this IP. It's just, there's so much happening in so many different directions.
I kind of wonder if Kevin had called up CJ Corella and said, CJ, I need you to write this for me. How much thicker this book would have been.
Yeah. However, even as it is, it's still something you need. It's still something you want. You should buy it. That's all I've got on the Soldier Peacekeeper without totally just diving down the Able hole. Yep. And you never want to dive down the Able hole. I don't recall saying he bathed once the whole time. So,
yeah, let's save that for another day when we're feeling particularly explosive.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Good night. You've been listening to The Glitterbois, a Palladium Books fan podcast. Glitterbois, Rifts, the Megaverse, and all other such topics are the property of Kevin Siembieda and Palladium Books. Please buy all their stuff and help keep them in print and making more games. You can order directly at palladiumbooks.com, and their entire catalog is available digitally at Drive-Thru RPG as well. Our opening music is 8-Bit Bass and Lead by Furby Guy from freesound.org. This closing music is Caravana by Philip Gross, available at freemusicarchive.org. All sound effects used are self-made or acquired via Creative Commons Zero license. If you like what you have heard, find us on Twitter and Facebook as The Glitterbois. That's BOIS. And check us out online at breakfastpuppies.com/glitterboys. And also join us on the Breakfast Puppies Network Discord at breakfastpuppies.com/discord. And if you want to help us out, please spread the word and help us build a community. Thanks again for listening. We'll catch you next time.
To do this whenever you are. Let's see. My waveform looks good. This is me up on the mic, waveforming. Oh, such wave, much form. This is Matthew. It remains Matthew. It will continue to be Matthew until the Matthew is done Matthewing. Once the Matthew is completed his Matthewing, there will be no more Matthew to Matthew.